I built my platform from nothing. No viral shortcuts that exploded overnight and made me an instant name. No rich parents wiring money for high-end cameras, lighting kits, or paid ad campaigns. No secret connections slipping me into DMs with brand deals or easy collaborations. Just me, alone in a cramped one-bedroom apartment that always smelled faintly of burnt coffee grounds and the warm, metallic hum of an overheating laptop fan. Scripts scribbled furiously on cheap yellow legal pads at 2 a.m., when the city outside finally went quiet enough for thoughts to flow without interruption. Editing sessions that dragged on until the first pink light of sunrise bled through the thin curtains, turning the room soft and hazy. Posting videos anyway, even when the view count stubbornly hovered at 187, crept to 200, maybe hit 250 on a good day if the algorithm decided to be kind. Those early comments became my fuel. This actually made me cry, thank you. Finally someone saying what no one else will out loud. Thank you for being real when everything feels fake. Small, earnest words from strangers scattered across the globe. They felt like lifelines thrown into dark water when self-doubt screamed louder than any ambition ever could. That's exactly why I noticed her immediately. Her name was Sierra. At first, it felt almost flattering, in a strange, uncomfortable, almost masochistic way. I'd pour every ounce of my soul into a storytelling video, raw anecdotes I'd never told another living person. Careful pacing built layer by layer. Music swells I spent hours tweaking until they landed on the precise emotional frequency I wanted. Then, a few hours later, her video would appear in my feed. Same core theme, same emotional beats, hitting in the same order. Same transition style I'd spent months perfecting through trial and error. Even the punchline rhythm echoed, so closely it made my stomach clench like a fist. People in the comments brushed it off casually. Trending topics overlap all the time, chill. Great minds think alike, LOL. I wanted desperately to believe them. Told myself I was being paranoid, overprotective of my little brand like every insecure creator eventually becomes after grinding for years. So I ignored it, kept creating, kept trusting the process and the people around me. Then it escalated beyond anything I could rationalize away. I spent 4 full, exhausting days scripting a deep dive video on influencer burnout. Personal stories I'd kept locked inside for years. The bone-deep exhaustion of constantly performing high energy when you're secretly running on fumes and caffeine. Specific phrasing I'd rewritten 10, 12, 15 times to get the tone vulnerable but not pitiful. A metaphor I was quietly proud of, one that felt like it came from somewhere deep. Performing happiness like it's a rented outfit, flashy on the outside, but never quite fitting right, always one size too small or too big, pinching in places no one sees. I hit publish at 6 p.m. after one final, obsessive proofread. Felt that rare, clean rush of satisfaction when something truly honest leaves your hands and enters the world unprotected. But at 3 p.m. that same day, 3 hours earlier, Sierra had already posted, with my metaphor, word for word, the rented outfit line delivered in her voice, her cadence, like it had always belonged to her. I stared at the frozen frame until my eyes burned and watered. My draft had never left my computer, never been shared in a Google document, never emailed to anyone, never screenshot or uploaded anywhere, or so I thought. The comments under her video began twisting the knife slowly, deliberately. She said it better than anyone else ever has. This feels so original and raw. Love her take. And then the ones that really cut, from people who'd been with me since the 200 view days. Why does your recent content feel repetitive lately? Like you're copying her. Copy her? My own small, loyal community, the ones who'd cheered every milestone, who defended me in comment sections, was now questioning my originality because of her. The ground shifted beneath me. I felt it physically, like the floor under my chair had tilted and I was sliding toward an edge I couldn't see. After the 3rd time it happened, Identical structure, lifted phrasing, even a quirky editing trick I'd invented myself in a late-night experiment. I stopped pretending it was coincidence or shared zeitgeist. Someone had access to my private work. My scripts lived in password-protected drafts on my main machine. Editing files saved locally on an encrypted external drive I kept locked in a drawer. Only one person had my passwords, given freely during trust-filled nights. Ethan, my boyfriend, also a creator. I'd helped him grow his channel from scratch, literally from single-digit subscribers. Late-night collaborations on my couch, laughing over bad takes and bad lighting until we got it right. Shoutouts I gave freely in my videos because I wanted him to succeed. Brand introductions I passed along when companies reached out to me first. I trusted him completely. That's what makes betrayal so brutally efficient. It walks in wearing the face you love most, the one you never thought to guard against. Before I could even begin to process the deep, nauseating ache of that realization, everything exploded into public view. I uploaded another video, this one about digital authenticity, raw thoughts on staying real when the algorithm rewards polished, performative versions of yourself. Within an hour, Sierra posted a tearful Instagram story. "She's been copying me for months," she said, voice trembling perfectly on cue, eyes glistening just right for the camera. She showed side-by-side clips, edited masterfully to make it look like my video came after hers. Timestamps cropped strategically, context stripped clean away. The hate arrived like a tsunami, fast, overwhelming, merciless. Snake emojis flooding every mention and reply. Death threats sliding into DMs at 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep. Expose her properly, she's a fraud. Cancel her for good. She doesn't deserve a platform. Brands I'd worked with for years sent polite but firm emails. We're pausing our partnership pending review of recent events. Sponsors expressed concerns about alignment with our values. Then Ethan posted his own video. I remember every single word because I watched it through blurred vision, sitting on the floor with my back pressed against the bed, knees pulled to my chest. "I can't support this behavior anymore," he said solemnly, looking straight into the lens with that practiced sincerity I used to find comforting and safe. Integrity matters in this space. I have to stand by what's right. Integrity. 2 days later, candid photos surfaced of him at an industry event with Sierra, arms linked casually, smiling wide for the camera. I won't describe the night that followed in graphic detail. The kind of darkness where you curl on the bathroom tile floor, cold seeping into your skin, wondering if anything about your life was ever real or earned. When your entire identity, the platform you bled years building from absolute zero, collapses publicly and violently, it feels like someone sucked all the oxygen out of the room. Lungs burning, vision tunneling. I hit breaking point, the absolute edge where giving up seemed kinder than continuing to fight. And then, I opened my eyes. I was back in my office chair. The digital authenticity video still open on my screen. Timeline scrubbed to the beginning. Cursor blinking patiently. Unposted. My heart slammed against my ribs, so hard I genuinely thought it would crack bone. The timestamp showed 2 hours before the first wave of chaos had hit in the previous timeline. I don't know how it happened. Some glitch in reality, some mercy from the universe, some impossible second chance. I don't question it even now. I just knew one thing with bone-deep, unshakable certainty. I had another chance. This time, I didn't upload the video. Instead, I acted, calmly, methodically, without the fog of hurt clouding every decision. First, I changed every single password, every account, every cloud-synced file I'd ever shared. Enabled two-factor authentication everywhere. Even on apps I barely opened anymore. Then, over dinner that night, pasta I barely tasted, fork moving mechanically. I tested the water casually. "I'm thinking of pivoting my content," I said lightly, twirling noodles I had no intention of eating. Something totally different. Ethan didn't look up from his phone at first. Thumb still scrolling. Like what? He asked, tone neutral, almost bored. Oh, I don't know. Maybe something dramatic. Exposing the underbelly of influencer culture. The fake collabs, the hidden agendas, the quiet betrayals behind the scenes. His eyes flickered. Just for a second. A micro twitch most people would miss completely. But I caught it. That was enough. For the next week, I created fake drafts deliberately. Highly specific concepts laced with unique phrases I'd never used publicly before. One script about the quiet cost of viral fame, the way it hollows you out while everyone thinks you're winning. Another with a completely made-up story about a brand deal gone wrong in a very particular, detailed way. Specific names, exact numbers, invented emails. I left them sitting untouched in the shared project folder, the one Ethan still had silent access to from our old collaboration days when trust was absolute. I didn't post a single one. 3 days later, Sierra uploaded a video, using one of the fake phrases, verbatim, even including the deliberate typo I'd planted as an unmistakable trap. You're instead of your. My hands finally stopped shaking when I saw it on my screen. Proof, cold, irrefutable, but I needed more. Something undeniable, something that couldn't be explained away as coincidence or shared inspiration. Late one night, scrolling through Sierra's older content with cold coffee beside me and the apartment silent except for the hum of my computer, I found a vlog from months back, a casual cafe clip. She laughed too brightly at something off camera, reached across the table to hold someone's hand. The camera caught it for half a second before panning away, carelessly. A man's hand, distinct crescent-shaped mole near the thumb. I knew that mole intimately. I'd traced it with my finger countless times while we lay tangled in sheets on lazy Sunday mornings, talking about dreams and futures. Ethan. The timeline matched the very first copied video almost perfectly. It hadn't started recently as some fleeting, panicked mistake. It had begun quietly when he realized I was outgrowing him. Views climbing faster, brands reaching out directly to me, collaborations landing in my inbox instead of his. The envy had been simmering long before it boiled over into theft. This time I planned carefully. No emotion clouding my judgment. No anger rushing the process. I recorded everything methodically. Screen recordings of my fake drafts with clear timestamps visible. Security logs pulled from the platform showing login access from Ethan's known device and IP address. Side-by-side comparisons that left no room for doubt or spin. Then I made one final video, calm from the first frame to the last. No crying, no shouting, just evidence laid out clean and cold, like pieces on a chessboard. I believe in transparency, I began, voice steady as stone. I explained the timeline step by step, showed the planted typo that appeared in her upload exactly as I'd written it, displayed the login activity, dates, locations, device info, paused for a long, deliberate beat to let the weight settle over the viewer. Then I showed the cafe clip, zoomed in slowly. The hand, the mole. I didn't accuse outright, didn't insult, didn't name call or rage. I let the silence speak. The internet flipped, not slowly, not with drawn-out debate. Immediately, people reanalyzed everything. Old posts, archived stories, event photos from months back. Ethan posted a denial video within hours, shaky delivery, claims of misunderstanding and missing context. It was dismantled in under an hour. Commenters linked receipts faster than he could delete or edit them. Sierra claimed she was manipulated, a victim too in the whole mess. No one believed her. The timeline was too clean, the mole too specific, the planted typo too damning. Brands dropped them both quietly, not because of the drama itself, because of the deception at the core, something unforgivable in an industry that sells authenticity above all else. The strangest part? I didn't feel victorious. No triumphant music swelling in my head. No rush of revenge or glee. I felt clear. The fog that had clouded every interaction for months finally lifted completely. I could breathe without second-guessing every like, every comment, every private message that came through. Ethan tried calling privately late one night, voice small and cracked over the line. I panicked, he said. You were growing faster than me. I felt left behind. So you tried to erase me? I asked quietly. It wasn't supposed to go that far. It always goes that far. That's the thing about envy. It doesn't stop when it's ahead. It keeps pushing until everything around it, relationships, trust, reputations, crumbles into dust. Sierra disappeared from social media within a month. Account left dormant. Stories vanished. No goodbye post. Just silence. Ethan attempted a rebrand. New aesthetic, new bio, new era announcements. It didn't work. Trust, once cracked so publicly and so thoroughly, rarely reforms. People remember the betrayal far longer than any apology or pivot. As for me, I took a break. A real one. Not dramatic. Not announced with a teary farewell video or cryptic tweet. I just stopped posting. Traveled to places with no cell service. Remote mountains where the air tasted sharp and clean. Beaches where waves drowned out every notification ping. Saw a therapist who helped me untangle the identity I'd tied so tightly to view counts, engagement rates, and subscriber numbers. Rebuilt my relationship with creating. Learning to make things because they mattered to me personally, not because they'd trend or go viral. When I returned months later, I didn't address the scandal again. No recap episode. No tea-spilling thread. No storytime clickbait. I posted one simple video. Just me in soft natural light, no filters. Second chances are strange, I said, quietly looking straight into the lens. If you get one, use it wisely. No context. No names dropped. Those who knew, knew. I don't think I was sent back in time to save my career, though it did survive and eventually thrived again. I think I was sent back to see the truth sooner, before the damage became irreversible. And this time, I chose myself first, not out of anger or bitterness, but out of quiet, hard-won respect for the person who built something real from absolute nothing, and refused, calmly, firmly, to let it be stolen again.